All right, welcome all. Welcome to our Wake Up ESA movement. And this year we have a very special theme. Yeah, it's about quantum leap results. Yeah, how we can really get the quantum leap results for this year. And every Friday we do a book breakthrough session as part of this Wake Up ESA movement. And here you go. Yeah, today's book is The Science of Getting Rich. Um, the book will be presented by Sugapriya. And this is going to be the part one, and we're going to have part two sometimes in future. And stay tuned. I want all of you just to have that openness, readiness, receptiveness, and the book. You may not know which word, which sentence, which concept, which input can really completely transform your life. So yeah, so before any book breakthrough session, we used to ask this question: Are you ready for the transformation? So you can say, "I am ready for the transformation." You can type it or you can say it, and then we'll get started. Thank you so much. And Sugapriya has been an uh, great student for in our group, because in a way whatever the learning, whatever she brings in, whatever the way the way of quickly applying what she learned, and the applicability is so amazing. The kind of results what Sugapriya is bringing. I'm sure, like through her sharing, each of you are going to get the result today. Yeah, stay tuned. A big high five and a very very warm and cheerful welcome, Sugapriya. Welcome. Yeah, go be the rock star as always. Rock and shine. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mahendiran ji. So, good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to present the book name called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. So in this, the author covered four topics like the rich to be rich. There is a science of getting rich. Is opportunity monopolized? The first principle in the science of getting rich. So the first chapter, what according to my understanding is everyone's birthright have the birthright to be rich. That's what my understanding is. So the first chapter, what the author is telling is success in life is becoming what you want to be. You can become what you want only by making use of things like only if, that means like whenever you are rich only you can also help others. You are to help others also we need money. So becoming rich should be our birthright according to me actually. So, to understand the science of getting rich is therefore the most essential of all the knowledge. So, we should understand how the science works of getting richer actually. The thing is like there is nothing wrong in wanting to get rich. So, we have that from our childhood, we have that assumption like rich people are very bad and they are greedy. So many things. We have an assumption actually. So obviously our mind states that like we won't attract money if we are having that intention, and we are not healing that childhood trauma. We won't attract money actually. So that's what like there is nothing wrong in wanting to get rich. And the man who does not desire to live more abundantly is abnormal. Some people who doesn't want anything or like who want to be in a comfort zone. I can say those people are the one who are abnormal. So other than that, if we have some desire or if we want to be like as rich as like Elon Musk or Warren Buffett, it's a normal thing. I can say everyone have the rights to dream of what they want to be. Nobody can say us like you can't think like that, because even for rich also they have 24 hours in a day, and we do also have the same time actually. So how they are utilizing their time and getting rich, we can also achieve the same level of richness if we plan accordingly. So there are three motives for which we live. Actually, we can say like we live for our body, we live for our mind and soul. So all these three are interconnected each other. So without body, our mind and soul can't live, and without mind and our body and soul can also live and live its purpose. So it's it's a day without, say example, if without body, the mind and soul works. For example, for body, we need food, rest, shelter, these kind of things. When it comes to mind, we need some good time, and we need to read good books, or we need to do whatever we like. So in case of soul, sorry, in case of soul, yeah, the love or joy, what we need all these things for the soul to get happiness. So all these three are equally, like none of these are like we can say lower or higher. These three are having equal importance actually. So it is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich if you're a normal man or a woman. So it is perfectly right that you should have your best attention to the science of getting rich. Um, the next chapter, what the author is covering is there is a science of getting rich. There is a science of getting rich. It is an exact science like algebra or arithmetic. There are some certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. So once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will also definitely will get rich in some mathematical certainty. So the ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. So if we that we can say it as some intentional planning. If we do have that intentional planning and properly plan whatever we want to be, like example, if you want to start a business, like we should see where that need was actually. It should not like we have some product or we have some solutions and we want to sell it. It's like what actually the people are in need, whether the products or the services which I am having is going to help us on the right time. So accordingly, if we target, definitely we can yeah, achieve success in business also. um, there is nothing wrong in wanting to get rich. The desire for riches is really the desire for richer, fuller, or more abundant life, that the desire is praiseworthy. Getting rich is not a matter of the environment. For all the people in certain neighborhoods would become wealthy. The people of one city would be rich. So it's not like that one particular city is getting rich or the other town people are poor. Definitely, it's not at all. It's not like in that way actually. Like even our neighbor or ourselves, if we are doing a same kind of business, if their plans are, they intentionally plan and properly strategize their way of working, definitely in the same business one might get like zero and the other might get rich, because it depends upon actually the intention, actually the same thing, right? Mind, body and soul, if these three things are getting connected and our intention is like want to achieve that, definitely we will get that. And this is what one of the main thing when we consider for getting rich actually. So the last point, if anybody else in your town can get rich, so you can you. If anybody else in your state can rich, so can you. Again, it's not a matter of choosing some particular business or profession. People get rich in every business, in every profession, while their next neighborhoods in the same vocation remain in poverty. Uh, is opportunity is monopolized. No man is kept poor because opportunity has been taken away from him, because other people have monopolized their wealth and have put a fence around it. You may be shut off from engaging in business in certain lanes, but there are other channels open to you. There is no limit to there is no limit to the supply of formless stuff or original substance. Actually, I copied this from the book actually. What actually my understanding is, so monopolized in the sense, very, Mahendran ji, correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody is taking our more time and attention, if they are demanding us more time and attention from us, and very little time is left for us, it's very difficult for us to think and grow also. That's what my understanding is, like, monopolized in the sense. So example, like I heard in India, one business actually, like, they collected the um, whatever the flowers used for God, the wastages, they collected from the temples everywhere, and they created a business in that. Like, instead of those flowers, they are throwing out in the river Ganga, and the Ganga is getting spoiled. So what they had an idea is, these flowers they just collected in all the temples, and they created some agarbaktis kind of thing, and some perfumes out of it, and like millions of turnover they get out of that actually. So it's like identifying, even in that wastage also, it's a creativity, right? So that couple now they are earning in millions of dollars, actually millions of turnovers they are making it from India, only from the wastage actually. So there are many opportunities. What the author is saying is, there are many opportunities. It's up to us how we approach things and how we strategize things and getting it done. That's what I read according to my understanding. Please correct me if anybody, if I'm wrong. And the first principle in the science of getting rich. So thought is the only power which can produce tangible riches from the formless substance. The stuff from which all things are made is a substance which thinks, and a thought to form in this substance produces the form. See, example, if we want to do anything, or even if anything in this world which has been created only through the thoughts, right? Even if if you take a mobile, somebody have some thoughts or some dreams inside them, then only the final product has been came. Likewise, for whatever things, even in like a business or whatever it is, we should have some dreams or thoughts about that, and then only slowly it will get into a final product or final thing actually. So these thoughts will originate actually, like, when we think freely, or when we dream, and we should not stop anywhere. Like, if we have the dream, what we do is, finally, if we are not attaining the dream in some point, we will drop that actually. So instead of that, we have to balance it, and if we carry our dream, definitely we will get we might also come up with different business, or some thoughts, and which we can become rich out of that as well. So that is the thoughts, putting the thoughts into actions. The dreams are transformed into thoughts, and thoughts into actions, like Mahendran ji will say, like, where your energy, where your focus is, the energy flows there. Where the energy flows, it grows actually. So that we can relate with the thoughts also. And these are all the things, like, I have time and I have made it. So finally, to summarize this, there is a thinking stuff from which all the things are made. I don't know, I could just copied it, but what my takeaway from this book is, like, we have the proper rights. Like, getting rich is our birthright, and especially gratitude. We should have the gratitude with us, and putting the thoughts into actions, like. these are all the things what I got from this book. And thank you so much, Mahendranji, for giving me this opportunity. And I know I never did the right thing, but definitely in part two, we can discuss this book elaborately. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sugapriya. Within such short notice, given so much of wisdom through the book. Amazing, right, friends? How do you all feel? The presentation went. Yeah, superb, great, awesome. Yeah, we'll just go do some reflections around the book, and based on whatever we learned, each of us may just unmute and share what are certain takeaways, and also your cheers and appreciation for Sugapriya. And any new doors it has opened, or any of your reflections around what we learned. Yeah, just open.
I couldn't get much time. I just copied few things. I'm sorry on that, but this is what my understanding about that book. But since this book has been already, we have discussed. If any points or if any corrections, please let me know that I can also correct it, Mahendranji.
Sukapriya, very well done and very neatly presented. And loved all those concepts of, everybody has the 24 hours and it's the same 24 hours. How you make it work for you is up to you, right? And that was very, very well. I mean, it's the truth. And you did a fabulous job by going through all the details in such a short notice.
Thanks, India.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was talking on mute. Yeah, very well said, India. Yes, over to others. Yeah, feel free to unmute and share.
Can you tell me the name of the book?
The Science of Getting Rich.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, by Wallace D. Wattles.
Yeah. The Science of Getting Rich.
Yeah, yes, Karthik, over to you.
Thanks, Mahendiran. Thanks to Sukapriya for the wonderful session. I know it's a very short time. Mahendiran put you on the spot yesterday, but you took the challenge and you did it. So congratulations on taking the bright first step. And I mean, I'm not sure if this book was shared before. Maybe I was wrong, Mahendran. The book that Ashok did was different, actually. The Rich Man and Bobby Loans. So this I did not do it before.
Also, The Millionaire Mind.
Millennial Mind, yeah. So not this one. So this is the first time, Sugapriya. And it's not about the book. It's about what is your reflection on the book, right? So even if it is second time, it doesn't matter. So yeah, thanks so much for your time and efforts doing the presentation. I mean, there are good reminders, right? So most of the times, I feel that all the books have the same concept. It's just that they tell it in a different way. So obviously, the power of thought and the creative process and the gratitude and faith, taking action and opportunity, competitive versus creative thinking, and law of attraction, right? So it's all flows through in most of the success book in different format and ways. So thanks so much for all the reminders and recalls, Sugapriya, from your own words and your own style.
Yeah, thanks, Karthik.
Awesome. Thanks, Karthik. Yes, Vinila, would you like to share? I'll also give my reflections are at the end. We'll share a couple of the summary points from our part 1 series. Yeah. Yes, Vinila, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sugapriya. I always love listening to your natural flow. I get inspired. Yeah, it's a reminder like the childhood trauma on money. That was like every time we keep hearing, but still, that thought, it just keeps coming back where we think getting rich is not like rich people are bad people, and those thoughts like getting them over is the only way we can progress. So yeah, that was a good reminder. And then that a couple who had used that idea of using the flowers from God temples and using that for creating like business with like agarbattis and perfumes. That was like very unique idea. So those were very interesting things that I could remember. Thank you. Thanks again. And yeah, you did amazing for like a few hours of time. So I wonder how you would do if you get more time.
Thanks, Vanilla. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Exactly. If we can do, within such a short time, I could do so much. How did you feel, Sugapriya, with respect to the rapid learning?
Actually, Mahendiran, I read 2-3 books. Then only I realized, finally I selected this. I read Alchemist, how to influence, win and influence people. So
wow, great
I was thinking in 2-3 hours if I could read this many books. So then finally I made my mind, okay, let me present this. So overall, I have some idea about other books also. So overall, 3-4 books I read yesterday, kind of.
Wow, right?
That's why this much confusion in presenting, because so many things in my mind, I don't know how to put it in a proper way.
No, you put
This
together
was
so
really
well.
good actually, but I want to present. I prepared a slide, but somehow after 9:30, I decided to change the topic. But really, thank you so much for you that I can also do these things, because when it comes to book reading, I'm very lazy. I don't want to do. So,
Yeah.
but yesterday,
Cancel, cut, cancel, release.
cancel. But yesterday it was totally different me.
Very good.
So, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, you know the story, right? Of a king has announced announced a competition, right, to the entire country. Hey, whomever cross to this particular, for example, like look at it like a pool, right? Like a swimming pool, and there is a big pool of the water, and under which, I mean, all the soldiers or whomever is really strong, they're just invited there, and then whomever crosses this, they will get the part of the kingdom, or or they get married to the king's daughter or whatever. And then there is one person who was so what to say, no one expected that person could become, okay, that person came out and then got the part of the kingdom, and he was just everybody was just appreciating him. Oh, how come, like, because that pool had lot of snakes, a lot of things under which, and it's not really, the water was a little messy or whatever, and it's not really very easy or comfortable to cross through. And then everybody was just appreciating him, and then he just asked one question: who pushed me? Who pushed me into the pool, because of which, like, he could really get through it, swim through it, but still he was asking. It's a joke, you can smile. Maybe I'm not really organizing and saying it properly. Sometimes when we push, and you will get that right benefit and rewards, because it's a kind of rapid learning, whatever Sugapriya got it, and also whatever each of us got it. Yeah, I'm sure. High five, Sugapriya, you went through that. Yeah, go ahead. Yep. So when we are ready to learn, when we are ready to, it doesn't matter how much time we have, and within that time, if we have a need, that need will completely, create time, create energy, create sharing. And that always in learning, there's one important element as part of our coaching also, we say, right? Being ready, being open, being receptive, and also saying yes to the success, saying yes to the opportunity. And you did it awesome. Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'll just share, a couple of my takeaways from this, especially this, first 4 chapters. One thing, the background about this book is way old, right? This book is one of the old books. So you might wonder, even this book was one of the source of inspiration for the book called The Secret. Yeah, Secret is a very, very popular book by Rhonda Byron. And this particular book, The Science of Getting Rich, was first published sometime in 1910. 1910 is a very old book, but still the concepts are still new. Something like the richest man in Babylon, right? The same way that book also talks and studies about the people who become super rich and how come that magical thing can happen, right? The same way this book takes us through. The author was, definitely is an American author, and in the early days, he was going through lots of challenges, stress, poverty, failure, and then he wanted to change his own life, and then started started working on it. So there are some books more theoretical, right? These books are very, very practical book, who have gone through, who have found his own breakthrough, and then he brought that book. And he had one thought that, hey, I have been broke, I've been in whatever the poor or successful state, but let me figure out a way how we can really become the rich. And then he found, that's what, there's a saying, right? In the world, to understand the world better, or the life better, or to learn anything, so you need to, it can be very well understood in 2 ways, right? So one is art, another one is science. Yeah, there's the art of life, there's also science of life. Means art is more like a theory, or there's some unique way of your own beautification, your own unique way of delivery, unique way of living, unique way of habits and things like that. And the science is about, the art will differ person to person. If I ask you to draw a beautiful picture, each of you are going to show me differently. But when it is a science, for example, you are writing a program, and you make the computer to draw that thing, and you give the specification exactly, this is how it has to be. And then doesn't matter how it'll completely be different. I mean, completely be the same. It doesn't matter, whomever does it, right? As long as the specifications are clear, you do the step by step, and you follow that specific instruction, you will absolutely get the same result. The same way, it doesn't mean that, okay, only few people can become rich, right? Then the chapter 4 talks more about it, or even the 3rd chapter especially, right? It's about anybody can become rich, as long as they follow that particular step-by-step process. So the author, whatever he learned through it, whatever he processed through it, and even during his 1900s, just think about him, right? If the book was published in 1910, maybe his life for past several few years before that. Yeah, it could be even in his 1800s, right? Whatever the learning he got. And then he put together that, hey, no man or woman, can be going through the, whatever the poverty he was going through, whatever the stress he was going through. Then, he just put together, and then that's how the magic of the book, takes us through. And it's a very, very simple, powerful book. And see, the concept of money differs person to person. And then there are different way, people have their fear, their limitations. I think in our manifestation challenge, this entire month we have been seeing, right? So how we can really look at money, how we can really understand money, how we can really understand the feeling belief system, your behavior around it, your habits, right? A lot of things we are discussing and working through, right? I hope many of you or all of you are bringing that knowledge into application, real application, right? One such thing is about how we really spend money, what sort of consciousness we bring around it. The same way, the first and foremost chapter, the author talks about the right to be rich. Yeah, everybody has a right. Everybody has a right. Everybody. I mean, first and foremost, we need to really believe that everybody can become rich. Yeah, and so Sugapriya beautifully brought the summary around the. You need to have the desire first. Once you have the desire, like to develop the body, we need to have a desire that every day you get up, you want to really go brush your teeth, take your bath, work out, you cleanse your body, whatever, whatever the action you take. And the same way, the mind and then the soul, and how we can really develop each and every part of it, like all the three parts of life, right? Body, mind, and soul or spirit. And then for that, how you really develop each and everything the same way, you don't want to live, you don't want to inject the poverty to your body, you don't want to inject the poverty to the mind. What do you mean by poverty to the mind? Means you're not really thinking big, you're not really habituating into a right direction, right? All this. The same way, the soul, you come here for a purpose. What are we really fulfilling the purpose? And so it's about bringing anything you do, you want to apply everything. You remember in one of our sessions in the manifestation challenge, we are talking about the 3 types of brain. How many of you remember? Just to show or unmute and say the 3 type of brain we are talking about.
Mind, heart, gut.
High, awesome, Karthik. Yeah. So if you really relate it with the body, mind, and spirit, also you can even relate with that. Basically, you need to think very clearly and bring the complete perspective, so that the more and more clarity you have in your mind, then how much of heartful involvement you do it, how you really enhance that heart chakra, and then really think big. So you cannot just earn money without making some positive difference. I mean, without doing some action which is also helpful to you, helpful to others, through your by applying your skills, knowledge, wisdom, right? And then so you bring your heart into it, and then you bring your entire body into it. The gut brain, we can put it this way, right? The entire body, just through the body you do some action, and then doing it, right? So that's the first one, is about the right to be rich, and how we can really develop, how we can really understand, how we can really enrich ourselves or aspire ourselves to become rich. So for which each of us can live the life very, very abundant life, and we can bring out our fullest potential. To fulfill the potential, which means you are filling by bringing your fullness into it, right? So only when you are full, you can fill others. So to bring the kind of fulfillment of your potential and live an abundant life, so that you don't need to be greedy, but still you don't need to be too poor, or having a negative mindset about money and things. So you want to really bring, and then you're also contributing to the society one or other way. You cannot earn money without making something better, something greater, something you're fixing it, something, right? So that way you're also getting you're contributing to the society, at the same time you become. So one is about right to be rich. That's a whole point here, right, in the first chapter. And then the second chapter, which Sugapriya beautifully brought the summary by the author about. The author is introducing an idea. The idea is becoming wealthy is not a matter of luck, or it's not a chance. It is not just based on certain predefined way. No, everybody can become this. And it has to be understood that there is a way, there are some specific steps, there are some signs to approach it. So anybody who follows that particular way, they can definitely become rich. No other way to escape from it. Yeah. So that's the whole point. And for which we need to understand that the author talks that how mathematics has some rule, physics has some rule, right? Or chemistry has certain rule. And when you mix in some particular way, that some particular reaction comes in, right? In the chemical, I hope many of you have been gone through the chemistry lab and even physics lab or even mathematics when you solve, right? There is some specific system. And if you really understand the system, if we follow the system properly without manipulating the system, right? So becoming rich is a very, very easy and through the right environment, right thing. So it doesn't matter which field they are or which, Sugapriya also mentioned, right? So it doesn't matter which business you are running also. And you can still be successful. That's what it means, like anybody. But only that, are you really putting your mindful, thoughtful, and your actionful activity, right? So anything, right, as we say in our energetic coaching also, there are a couple of things which are very, very important, right? One is about mindset, another one is skill set, yeah. Then your tool set, you need to have the right tools. Then your action set, yeah. And all those, and even I can even bring multiple other sets too, right? People set, you need to have the specific way of your behavior set and various other things also. But ultimately, at least these basic four sets are important, right? Mindset, tool set, what else I said? Action set, and then skill set. Yeah. So you need to have all these, clearly in a way that so through the second chapter, it's talking about, do you really bring everything together? And then, how we can really become rich. And for which you need to know that which side of the game you're playing. Are you playing the game of poverty or the richness? Are you really getting ready to learn something? Are you really updating, upgrading, upskilling your skills? And are you in the kind of right habit or not? There are a lot of things, behind it, right? So the author highlights around a few things around what is the basic functioning, how we can really make your functioning really proper, better, right? And then the second point is, yes, India, high. There's also another set, mindset, tool set, action set, skill set also. Skill set, the action set is very, very important. And many times we know everything, we have all the tools, but what are we going to do with what we have, right? Yeah. Then you need people to serve, or you need people to learn from. You need to. So a lot of sets I can bring in. All right. So then the third chapter talks about the opportunity monopolized. Yeah. What do you mean by monopolized? Means no individual can say that only they can be rich, right? So like people have a belief that, oh, he is Ambani, oh, he is Tata, or he is, the Bill Gates, or only Mark can become super rich, or Elon Musk can become rich, or Warren Buffett can become rich. Yeah, it's not monopolized. The nature allows everybody to take advantage of the opportunity. Everybody can become a king, like even a normal citizen can become a king. Yeah, and it's not that only it's not a monopoly aspect. Yeah, so we want to see that how we really raise our quality, raise our standard, so that we'll be able to achieve and experience that richness. Yeah, that's the whole point. And then the fourth chapter is about a very simple yet powerful, if you can take it, just one takeaway from the fourth chapter is the principle of, or the power of thoughts. So like I said, this book was the kind of base for The Secret, or many other books, later, even for the Law of Attraction and other things. So yeah, one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, says one particular term, right? The thoughts become things. That means the thoughts are so very powerful. once we know the power of thoughts, once we really, like I said before, once we raise the standard of our thought, and then the thought has the two things it can do, right? Either it can bring that empowerment or disempowerment. The thought can be real, we call it as a thought-provoking or creative thought, or the thought which is really thinking, caring about you or others around you. So the thoughts are the very, very powerful weapon here. Yeah. And the author talks about, how the thought, using the power of the creativity, power of your vision, and how you really enhance that vision, how we can really attract all the prosperity into you. Okay? And a simple thought can even bring some idea. That idea can completely shift the game. Like Swami Vivekananda says about the thought, right? Just take up one idea and make that idea as your life. Yeah? And just start seeing the magic that, that idea can really bring so much. Same way, like people also have the destructive ideas, and that through the destructive ideas, they really spoil the environment, spoil the people, spoil the relationships, spoil various other things. Right? It all depends on the thought. It doesn't matter, how much of the environment is, but internally someone needs to be completely open and enhance that thought so that the thoughts become things. Yeah. So that chapter, talks about, the power of thoughts and the power of brain, basically, because the brain is the center of the thoughts, right? Where thoughts are born, and how we can keep our brain healthy, right? In all three types of brain, super healthy, right? And it's not possible to create any kind without the thought, anything in life without the thought. And the more and more you bring that thing, for example, sometimes, we get the influencers, right? For example, to create such a massive building, and someone puts through the thought, right? The architect, and then how the blueprint has to be, how everything. Yeah, of course, it collects the input from others, but again, the thoughts coming together and then creating or becoming a magnificent building or magnificent thing. Even this world also is a not manifestation, it's a manifestation of the thoughts, I can say. Yeah, everybody, each of us are very, very powerful. We can bring our thought, through the thought we can manifest something bigger. So to be rich, you need to really leverage your thought, and everything is formed through the thought, right? So we, in energetic coaching, we talk about thinking about thinking, focusing the focus. Yeah. So means it's not only the thought, it's what is your thoughts around the thoughts. Yeah. When we change that, everything changes. So we want to see that how it can really take its different forms, different norms, and different way. And we were just talking in a session before session, right? Before the session, we were talking about the secret of the universe, right? There's a visible universe, invisible. There are a lot of things which are invisible. And the more and more, there's a word, right? Discover. Why we call it as a discover? It's already there. You're just uncovering it so that you're discovering it so that it's known to everybody. It's like the person who has the right focus, vision, and then going and then showing, and then it's available. Like America is discovered, or like everything is discovered, means it's already existing. You cannot discover something new. Yeah, the discovery is something, it's already there, you're just showing. Yeah, the someone who has the thought, someone who goes that extra mile and then find out. The same way, richness also can be discovered. The money can be discovered, and whatever the abundance is available in this world, you need to just work on some particular way so that you can completely uncover, discover, and then work. Even invention, I would say, even invention also exists. Only that it's not quite obvious, like easily seen, like a discovery. But whereas you put certain specific steps, formulas, and then you invent, right? That means it is still the. See, there's one thing is about physics, chemistry, all these different things. But if you really look at it, it's a coexistence of everything. Yeah, everything is available. But when you mix multiple best practices together, or some particular formula, when you do it in that particular specific combination, specific permutation and combinations, you get that particular result. Yeah, that's how the invention is. The same way, the money can be invented, money can be discovered. Yeah, the same way, how we really look into it. So that's what the 4th chapter talks about. Hope this these details really help you to enhance your understanding, deepen the understanding from the book. Thank you, Sugapriya. Big high five to you for stepping up and sharing. And India is going to present the next next book. So I cannot wait to see the second part of the book breakthrough from you. Sugapriya, and others also feel free to just come pick up your favorite book, and then we'll start scheduling every week. No Friday should go out without any book breakthrough. Yeah, that's what we have been doing for several years. I would say at least 3 to 4 years minimum, I can say. All right, yeah. So happy that we're continuing this legacy. It doesn't matter, how much may be available or not. But I'm so happy that you're showing it. Beautiful, beautiful. So anything else anybody want to say, share before we conclude today's session? Any other conclusion point from you, Sugapriya? Yes, India, Karthik.
Like whatever everything you covered properly, I think. Finally, what I want to summarize, you did very well, actually.
Oh, you got a beautiful summarization, Sugapriya.
It is very good, actually. I need to deep dive more, actually. Now I thought of it.
Yeah, definitely. It's very powerful. Good. Yeah, Purva has joined. Purva, would you like to share your thoughts, or have you read this book, The Science of Getting Rich? Any points, thoughts before we conclude?
No, I'm not, Mahendiran. Sorry. I just came in yesterday evening. It was late, so I overslept. So I'm sorry. What was the name of the book one more time?
The Science of Getting Rich.
No, haven't have heard of it, but haven't read it.
Sure.
I look forward to listening to the session.
Yeah. Please listen to the recording, and I'm sure it could be your favorite. You would definitely love it. Yeah, I'll share this link. You can just post it in our account.
Thank you.
All right. With that, unless anybody has anything to say, share, ask, we'll just conclude today's session.
Thank you.
I think I gave a little longer explanation, but with a good intention of it could help someone. All right. So, Sugapriya, would you mind just sharing this link in our group? Yeah, I just posted in the chat box. You can copy paste it. Because you are a presenter, I want you to have the privilege of sharing. All right. Until see you again, chin up, cheer up, and keep shining. See that at least one thought, one action from this book can really be applied in a real life. Just go take it, and we'll live by that values. Yeah. Thank you. Until see you again, chin up, cheer up, and keep shining. See you all on top.